Uh, Hi friends, in this video I will be explaining you about what is Hyundai test plan and what are the important features and what are the components that are present in the test plan. So, first of all, I have already told you that the first phase is requirement analysis and the second phase is test plan creation. So, we need to create a plan or we need to plan for the forthcoming sprint, what we have to do, what we are going to perform, what are the resources we are going to use, how many test cases we are going to execute, test scenarios are going to get covered, where are the requirement IDs present, so who are all the representatives for the sprint, like that, some of the information that will be pertaining to the software testing will be given in the test plan, so that it will be circulated to everybody, both developers and also to testers, in order to have an efficient testing. So first I will tell you there are three types of test plan, that is master test plan, phase test plan and also the cycle test plan. So different types of test plans are there. Actually this is a master test plan. So in this master test plan, first this is the first page and here the company logo will come, because for the confidential, because it is a confidential information, I am not revealing the company name here. So here also the company name will come and also the date on which it has been presented will be given here. And the versions and other things, it will be prevailed in the footer of the Word document. So here the company name will come and also the project name will be proceeded below that. And then now I will tell you as I have told you, the footer contains the version name and also the page number. So this is the test plan. So the test plan differs from one company to another, and the components as such it will be differing from one company to the other. And a few of the sections, if they want to have, they can have it. If they don't want to have, they can delete it. It depends according to one company to the other. It is not the same for everybody. So it is customizable only. You cannot say that there is a personal template or perfect template for this test plan. So in this test plan, what are the components available is the document control. So the document control will have the change history. So when this particular version or the project was started and what are the other versions it has overcome all these days, and what are the approvals we have got in these days, and what are the roles and responsibilities within the test. So these things it will be covered in the document control. Like that, the introduction will also have what is the purpose of the document, the project definition, testing scope and everything. And what are the things that are out of scope, that is we will not be going and testing on that. The in scope, out scope will be proceeded in the introduction. So the test strategy will be taken into account. That will be the third section. So it will have the test approach. So what is the entry criteria, exit criteria, and what are the test cycle planning, suspension and resumption criteria, change control, and acceptance criteria, like that. Few of the information will be given here. I am just walking you through the index. After that, in deep, I will be explaining you after we move from pages to pages. Here, quality grades will be there. Then test environment management, and the test data management will be there. The resource plan will be there, like staffing plan, training plan, how many resources are used, like that. And test deliverables will be there. What are the reports and other things which we need to do it, and how will we perfectly reporting by using these tools, like that. And also the disaster recovery and business continuity plan will be there. So if a software is released and if it has 50% of the errors in that, the software is not working. So in that case we cannot proceed the testing, right? So what are the criteria and what are the rules and regulations you should stop the testing. Like that, more amount of information will be there. This is the similar simple index which I am running through, and the communication plan through the stand-up calls and other things we need to go and communicate daily. What are the meetings we need to attend? How many procedures are there? Like that, every detail will be here. So what are the deliverables we need to submit to the client, like that, all this information will be there. When to have the QA sign off, when we should proceed, like that will be there. So as I have already told you in the introduction itself, at the time of explaining you about that index, here the document control came. So the document control gives you the change history. So when that initial version was provided, who was the author for that, and also the updated version, so when it came, so what are the comments and what are the information pertained in that change, like that will be there. So if you want any information or if you want the history of that, you can contact this person directly. So they will be inside our team only, so that we'll be able to get a more information without wasting our time. And also here the approvals will be there. So whom should we go and approach for the approvals? So what are the, who are the spots for each and everything? Who is the product owner? Who is the project lead? Who is the vendor project lead? Like that. And also who is the scrum master? Whom should we contact for the information? Who is the team lead? Like that will be there. So what are the roles and responsibilities within the test? Like that it will be there, and then we need to go and find out all this information. As I have already told you, the roles and responsibilities within the test. So define test strategy, review whom should we go and review this document along with, and who is the contact review. This is the client. I have changed the client name because for confidential information. And also we review the requirement documents for uncertainties and testability. Ambiguities means the uncertainty, and so based on that it will be giving the information. So who should we contact and how many report testing plan status, what is the report testing plan status should be there, and develop the test plan and schedule and estimate, whom should we contact, who should we get the approvals, like that will be there in this document. And when the test sign off should happen, and what are the information we need to provide, like that it will be there. So in the introduction, the document purpose will be there. So we will be giving the brief description about why the master test plan is required for this particular software testing. So they say that it's a living document. So with this document we will be able to proceed successfully with the testing. For that we are using like that was given. So what are the phases of testing and what type of testing are we going to use in this testing? Like that we will have. And also general project information description will be there. So this gives about what the project is about and what are the screens which we are going to test, like that will be there. So all these information will constitute the test plan. So we don't have to go deep into that because we will not be able to understand anything because the project we have not worked on this one. So if you are working on that particular project, then you will be able to compare with the application and you will be able to understand whatever is required. These things are given in yellow because these things we are not going to proceed, or it has already been demolished, deprecated. So it is not found in that application now. So they have given it in yellow color. And also the definition, project definition will be there. This project definition will consist of the requirement ID and also name of the requirement, what it is going to get performed. Like online description will be there. So only the headings will be there, and here these are some of the requirements which the project will be having. So these things we can take it from the SRS document, that is the software requirement specification document. So these IDs will be there. So few of the information pertaining to the requirement will be here. So this is the future state. In this future state, what we are going to perform is these things will come under the next release. So if you want to go and test the data or some functionalities based on the future release, we can go and do this one. For that, we are having these requirements. So till this, we'll be having all these requirement documents and with ID in a single line, and also the information pertaining to that, and business value evaluation will come. So in this business value evaluation, this will give you a small description about what the objective of this project is. So how many iterations, why we are using this software, and how we can reduce the software failure, like that it will be there. So the testing scope will contain. So testing scope will describe you about what type of testing we are going to perform. So for what these testings are used for, like that. So these testings we can have the common test plan for most of the projects, because other we have given yes, no, like that. So what are the testing we are going to perform, that we will mark it as yes. Other thing we will mark it as no. And the level of the test plan. So if you want any test plan separately for this unit testing, then we can have that one. If it is not like that, combined one, then also that is possible. Like that, we have this unit testing, integration testing, smoke testing, regression testing, user acceptance testing, like that. So this user acceptance testing, we are not performing it for this particular thing. So we are marking it as no, and also the plan also will be no plan. We are not doing any separate plan for this. And the in scope, in general, will describe about what are the testing, what are the requirements, and what functionalities will be going and checking in this particular project. That will be given here. So we will be performing functional testing, regression testing, perform smoke testing in the UAT region, like that. And in scope functionality testing, all these use cases and descriptions will be given, and the information will be moving like that. So these are all the test scenarios for this particular requirement. This is the requirement name, and based on this, for this requirement name, we have given all these are nothing but the test scenarios which are covered, and we will write the test case based on these test scenarios later. Okay, so you have to understand like that. And these things I am running through because you will not be able to understand telling the scenario also, because the UI is different for each and everything. So after that, we need to have the we can also have certain Excel sheets also, because few of the test data, if the client want to review it, or if they want to have a glance on that, so that this attachment will help you on that. So for that we are using it. See, this document, if you are opening it, so that it will give a brief calculation or some information about planned start date, field name, like that. These are all the formulas and the definitions for that particular project, and which we don't require. If it is required, they can put it in an Excel sheet, which they cannot execute or explain in the summary here. So like that it will be going. So we have this CR like that. These CRs are nothing but the, not a requirement. These are nothing but the errors which was put up in the previous cycle, and they have made those errors as an defect. They have made those defects as a new requirement, and they have brought that in this particular cycle. For that only we are giving all this information like this. So the defect ID will be there. As I have already told you, So this defect ID we would have got derived from the previous cycle. So that we are making it as a requirement and we are placing it here. This information what we are going to perform on regression testing, whether it's a manual testing or automation. On automation, what are the test scenarios we are going to perform? All these informations it will be put up here. So moving on down, the out of scope information also will be given. The out of scope information says that browsers we need to check for this project is Internet Explorer only, and they are 8 and 11 only. And this Chrome and Safari are out of scope for testing for this project they have given. So like that, what are the information they require will be pertaining as per the project. So quantitative goals will be, qualitative goals will be given. So in that, test coverage, test design and test execution will be there. And what it says is we have to cover all the test scenarios will be given the test coverage. And in test design, the design of the test scripts with standard templates will be given. And in execution also, there should not be any outstanding defects like that will be given. So we then after we will move to the test strategy. What is the test approach? What we are going like that we have to go. And here each and every information pertaining to the project will be moved on, and it will say that how we have to perform the regression testing, what the defect validation should be done, how it should be done, and how the fix should be given like that. And here we have the entry and exit criteria for this functional and regression testing. So in entry criteria, so when we should start this particular training. So the kickoff meeting should be completed. Sign off of the BRD and business requirement document, and the use cases and the FRD should be completed, and the system architecture document should be available. So these points we need to follow, and afterwards only we should go for the starting of the testing. And when should we end the testing? That is given for the exit criteria. The exit criteria we say that all planned test cases have been executed and results documented, and there should not be any bug left out. High severity bugs and critical bugs should be fixed. Like that, we have certain group of points that needs to be followed, which we need to get completed. In the test cycle planning, we have the system testing will have 2 rounds. How many rounds of testing it is required for us to do it? Suspension and resumption criteria, and all these information it will be pertaining to that. And what is the strategy we need to follow? Performance testing, assessment strategy like that. And what is the acceptance criteria for this? And 100% of planned test cases should be executed. 100% of critical and high defects fixed and verified, and the sign-off documents requirement should be met. Like that, this information pertaining to the project, and generally it will be moving on. Here we will have all these POC names and their mail IDs, whom should we contact, and when we will have the daily and weekly status meetings like that, it will be going on. So here we'll have these offshore lead, onshore lead, project team manager, team project lead, like that. So this is actually an actual test plan which is used in an MNC with that of the information. I have removed all the company name and other things, and I am giving it to you. So most of the companies in MNCs they will be following this one. So if they ask about how to proceed with the test plan, do you know anything about this plan, share about your knowledge of the test plan, you can explain all these things to them. So the change control also will be given. So what are the impact analysis process, when the changes should be happening, and whom should we get the approval, like that it will be given. Test assumptions will be given, and the test dependencies will be given. So what should be depend upon, and what is the risk, and the risk type, and what is the risk description, and if this type of risk happens, what is the mitigation strategy. The mitigation strategy is one. What should be the recovery procedures, like that it will be given here. Everything it will be followed in this test plan. So in the test constraints we have the test team, resources, technology, time and schedule. So the constraint is one. For the test team there will be few constraints. For the resources for working as testers, for them they will be having certain constraints, and the technology also you will be doing that. These things should be available at the time of testing and doing the development. For that they have given this plan. So quality gates in the sense, so what are the verification techniques we are using, and master test plan document, who should be do that. So we should share it with the peer, or we should do the strategy walkthrough, like that will be given, and who should do that one, whether it is used in this particular release or not, and which phase it is doing, like that the information will be pertaining. And also the outage procedures. What are the outage procedures that are required to be followed in this particular project will be given here. We have different levels of outages also. We have different levels of outages also available here in this. So they have given this level 1, level 2, level 3. And in the level 3 it is given if the defect is not resolved after 4 hours, offshore or onshore test lead will contact some representative via phone, or same time they will contact you on cell phone, something like that. It will be given put into their own protocols. Okay, so test management tool setup, that is quality center is the defect tracking tool. They are using it for their own purpose. If you are using Jira, you can place Jira also here. And the folder structure where all these documents will be available, the enhancement documents, and every tool, every information will be given here. Test resources, so who are going to test this one, so the project specific roles and responsibilities. So who will be doing the onshore lead, who will be doing the offshore lead. If it is a client side, from client side they will be giving the client name, and if it is from our side they will be doing it from our side. And the resource planning also, for analysis how many resources are there, for design how many resources are there, for execution how many members, and for the closure of this how many members are there, like that it will be there information. And if you need any training, that part of time you can get training from them. Because if one project is being handed over to the other company or other teams, then we need training plan, and the testing requirements will be there, and test deliverables, when this test deliverable should be given, so how much timeline should be given for these deliverables, like that it will be there. Test closure date, if you want to decide the later part, then you can give it is not applicable at this quarter time, and we will do that in the later stage, like that. Then if any additional documents, if it is required for this particular project, see this is the project name which they are using, and for that if you want to use it you can do that one. So where it will be located, testware management plan, the location in the SharePoint, everything will be here. So this code migration you want to perform, then what are the procedures to migrate the code from one environment to the other, like that. And also the status reporting, daily execution status report. Daily if you want to report that information, the onshore or offshore, then it will be given there. And the defect management tool, it will be given as high defect is there, it should be resolved in within 2 days, and who is responsible for the defect status, there that will be given here. and who will be responsible for reviewing the defects, everything will be here. And the daily status workflow given states that how the defect will be happening. So the test team will be given this particular defect new, and after that they put up in the review and assigned to a developer, and it will be moved to fixed state by the developer. Like that it will be going on. So I have put a different separate video for this, friends. You can go and watch that one, so that it will give more amount of clarity to you. And here these things are nothing but the other agreed commitments. That is, what is the defect percentage we are going to calculate, how the defect percentage we are going to find it out, the timelines and other requirements for the business and also for the delivery, and the build manufacturing, availability of testing environment. The test environment is available 90% of the time, then corrective action will be taken. That is, we will require one more day, right? So they have to provide one more day. Then the quality of the code. So what is the defect percentage of that? So total number of test cases passed on the first run divided by total number of test cases executed. Like that we will be putting the calculation. So defect fixes also, defect percentage will be there. So like that we will calculate everything. And in quality center we will be placing all these documents including the test plan in one location. So if you click on this link, it will go navigate to that particular quality center and the PowerPoint, and there the information will be provided. And the test document deliverables. So the test document deliverables will tell about when we are giving the sign off, what are the sign off documents required, what are the things which you are doing, whether the sign off is received or not. Like that the information will be pertaining. So this gives overall information about what we are going to get performed. So after that what we will be doing is we will be putting the test plan is there for in the change history, then the approvals will be there. Approvals, if it is there, then we have to give a tick mark on that. So these are all project specific, and we need to follow these things as per the company rules and regulations. So there comes the end of the test plan, and I have explained to you all the sections in a detailed and effective way. So you can explain to them on an overview of what are the sections which you have seen in this particular test plan, and few description about these sections. If it is like that, then the interview will be satisfied with you. If you like this video, kindly click on the like button, subscribe button, and also you can share this video to your friends whoever is required. Thank you, friends.